bloody bitterly cold. How's the week been? How's training going?
Yeah, really good week. Slightly different to normal because we're playing on the Thursday night. I don't think we've ever played on the Thursday night in terms of the structure of the week. So changed it up a little bit. We were in Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday this week. Normally we'd be off on a Wednesday, which would be sort of rest, recovery, rehab, and stuff like that. So we changed it around just purely to make sure we give the lads the best preparation we can going into a Thursday night game.
What do you know about Queen's Park Rangers?
So we know that they're going to be a very, very difficult team to play against. We know that a lot of their players that would be officially under 18s have been out on loan, have played in under 21s, have been in around their first team. So we know that their sort of original team and some of the previous games they've played haven't had the sort of lineup and the personnel that's going to be in the fixture tonight. So in terms of that, we know there's going to be some changes. We kind of think we know where we're going to go with it, without sort of knowing under 18s football officially, like I've said before. But we have an idea around trends, style, and some personnel in terms of what we're going to be up against.
And for Swindon Town, what do you take from Newport and Gillingham in the previous rounds?
2 different games, one at home, one away. Obviously brings different variables. Thankfully, a lot of the second years have been exposed to that across last season's FA Youth Cup run and the previous year's under 17 Floodlit Cup run. So prepared in terms of the variety of games. I think this one's another step, another challenge. Definitely brings a bit more of a tougher game in terms of the opposition we're going to come up against. But we know we have to focus on what we do well, how we're going to approach it without the ball, and then what we can do with the attacking front line that we've got within our under-18s, making sure that we can impact the game going forward as well.
Everybody available? I mean, even the first team managers held out with his selection for Wickham the other night.
Yeah, we've got 1 or 2 that we're sort of going to be last minute sort of decision, just purely on a couple of niggles through this week. So hopefully we'll be there. Just need to sort of get through the next couple of hours and see where we're at with full selection. Thankfully, the first team support has been brilliant this week. Really together as one club. It would have been very easy for the boys to be exposed to the game on Tuesday night. And as an academy, we do want the players to be involved in as many first team fixtures as possible. Because it's an FA Youth Cup game, it's slightly different, has a slightly different feel, and thankfully the gaffer and Marcus and the staff there have really been supportive of what we do this week.
And that exposure to the first team, does that help when they come back to you regularly?
It does and it doesn't. It brings problems. Sometimes there's some challenging moments because obviously when they go across there, they want to be there all the time. At the moment, it's a really brilliant environment in terms of the learning environment that they've got with first team staff. Naturally, that's their next progression, so they want to be there as much as possible. Bringing them back is all part of their learning journey. It's almost harder for the academy staff to manage the sort of like the understanding and development journey of actually going across and then coming back across and being the same player you can be with the under-18s and proving your qualities in both environments is a big thing. We speak about character, culture and sort of environment, and at the moment with the staff that we've got in the academy and the staff we've got in the first team, there's a good understanding of what we've got within our academy. There's a good understanding of what they need and what they require for their individual development. So we all work together on that. It's obviously positive when players go across, but it's also challenging when they come back across with the under-18s to make sure they still give a good account of themselves.
I'm not sure direct comparison's fair, but do you feel the same vibe, should we say, as last season, which went all the way to the quarterfinals?
Really good question, actually. I get asked similar questions quite often. How do you feel? What you're looking forward to the game? Kind of approach everything the same. Every game that we play, we still have a game plan. We prepare 2 days before. We work with the ball. We work without the ball. We do due diligence on the opposition. We get around the boys, make them feel positive about themselves, work on what they're good at, and try and give them the best environment that's going to give them the best opportunity to perform on the night. What's slightly challenging with a young group of players is making sure they turn up and put in a good account of themselves individually and a good account of themselves collectively as a group to put in a good performance. Because if they don't do that on a one-off occasion, they're out of the biggest competition that they have. And for the second years, it'll be the last time they play in the competition. So we need to just make sure we do everything right, which I think we do as a group of staff. Our environment's very positive, covers everything we possibly can with the resources we've got. And then it's almost down to the boys to go and perform and do what they're good at. in a one-off challenging fixture.
And in terms of the draw, last year often you knew who you were playing, but that's not the case this time around.
Yeah, slightly different. I don't know whether it's going to bring any differences in how the performance is. Hopefully it's not. Hopefully we turn up, we're on the front foot, we're exciting, we're attacking, we go and show the supporters that watch the game tonight, whether it's on the stream or at the game, what we're about. We've done that in a lot of our games recently. Hopefully we do it again. Knowing the draws tomorrow, does it change anything? Not really too sure, to be honest. What we will do is give everything tonight to make sure that we're in the cup competition and the draw tomorrow, and then we'll see who we get.
Just ask something from me. I wasn't going to mention Man United, but for the players and their supporters and their families, immense amount of pride if they have further progress in the competition.
It's lifelong memories. I think that fixture will go down in history and for the club. It's such an amazing achievement to beat an academy with such resources, staffing structure, facilities, and also how well they were doing and how well they done that last season as a collective. They won everything apart from the FA Youth Cup. And they turned up here and we knew we had to be absolutely unbelievable in all departments to be able to even be close to matching them on the night. We have to go and do that again, even though it's Queen's Park Rangers away. It's the same approach, the same feeling. What they need to understand is to get to where they were at Man United, you can't drop off the pitch or on the pitch. You have to be at it every day to be able to put in performances as a collective like we did on that night and like we did in the last round of this year. So if we do that again tonight, hopefully it's a positive performance and obviously a positive result, which would be win and be in the next round. So hopefully that's what we see.
Actually, one also, you practice penalties.
We always do. Yeah, we always do. We've actually got, touch wood, we've actually got some very keen penalty takers within the group. So if that does happen, I'm hoping the occasion doesn't affect their opinions on actually their ability to be able to take a penalty on the night. So we'll see if that does happen where we're at with personnel. But there's a lot of boys out there that will look like they fancy themselves to take a penalty on the night.
Good luck, Sean. Thank you.
Cheers.
Right, Sean, so obviously, I think you touched on it earlier, obviously Ian Holloway has praised your side and stuff, but how good is it to have sort of a big character, praising your team and saying good words, really?
For me personally, it's brilliant. I've seen a lot of managers at this club worked under in terms of the academy structure. So you're always looking and aspiring to be as close as possible to what your first team environment looks like, and make sure you personally know what it feels like and what they need to do to get there, to provide the best environment for the younger players to be able to cope. In terms of his experience and know-how across his managerial career and playing career, there could be any more experience within there. What we've had, the connection with him when he's been around the boys and when he's been around myself, he's very positive, very cares, wants to know what's going on, wants to make sure there's a link between what we do and what they do, and that's only going to benefit the boys when they transition across from the academy to the first team.
Yeah, so we always go on about last season's run because it's very memorable and, like you said, historic. But what principles do you want to see in maybe on-pitch performances or off-pitch attitude to try and replicate that this season? There's
three big things that we go after. We try and be as organised as possible. We try and be relentless with and without the ball, and we try and be ruthless at the top end. So within that, then there's a structure and it's sort of like a coaching program that we work towards across a block of work, and then within that, then there's their individual development plan. So we're very much like individually based in terms of the coaching program that we go after, but within that, then we have to create a collective group that works for each other and is together. So that then goes across into like our values and our culture, which is a big thing for us off the pitch. All of that together has been successful in the sort of like last 18 months, and hopefully going forward that gives the boys the sort of environment and culture that we're looking for, that develops as many players as possible to go into our first team.
So obviously tonight you're going to have probably hundreds of fans either looking at the score or watching the game, and you're going to have multiple first team, maybe some squad members, majority staff probably down at the game tonight. When it comes to pressure, how do you kind of manage that and maybe express your handling of the pressure onto the squad?
For me personally, it's take the pressure off the boys. So in terms of like what we do across the week, nothing really changes. We don't do anything any different because it's an FA Youth Cup game. We literally do not change any of our prep, how we approach things. And then from my point of view, it's just make sure that we've given everything we can across to the players tactically, technically, to make sure that they're ready to be able to go across the line and then do it on a one-off occasion. Other than that, to be honest, as long as there's an environment in the academy, you do everything you can to prepare the boys. Then it's a little bit on them to do what they're good at on the night. And we believe in the players. We believe in the players we got coming through, the young players we got coming through, and then let's just make sure that the pathway's there for everybody. Win, lose or draw, it'll be a learning experience tonight, regardless. And then hopefully they will learn from these occasions. And like John McGregor and Minnow and Jackson, and hopefully many more to come, these experiences set them up for when they go and step out there on the county ground and make their first team debut.
Yeah, the last one from me. So I don't think you played last weekend. So does that kind of maybe affect your preparation, maybe on the momentum side of things, that kind of affects you going into this game?
Yes and no. We wanted the game to go ahead, just to keep the continuity and the momentum of recently. We've been on an unbelievable run recently. The boys have been fantastic. They're a really good group to work with. They work ever so hard every day. Their training is phenomenal for such a young group. But because of the storm, it kind of just takes it out your hands. There's nothing you can do about it. So you can only control the controllables of what you can. So what we did do is alter Friday and alter the sort of day a little bit on Monday to account for missing Saturday's game. So in terms of actually, does it affect the group? I don't think we'll know until tonight's game. We have changed things around a little bit because of the fixture not going ahead. So hopefully it doesn't too much and we perform tonight and get the win.